Hello everyone, welcome back to John Consulting, YouTube live streaming. John Consulting, your number one professional, your number one tax consultant, your number one tax advisor, your number one accountant, your number one strategic business growth support partner. We help you to reduce your tax liability. We help you to plan your taxes. We help you to stay compliant. CAC, Corporate Affairs Commissions, compliance, registration, NGO, churches, business name, company, whatever categories of business, we are accredited agents. We possess the prerequisite knowledge, the technical skills, competence, experience, everything, right? Business, which compliance is number one, and it's critical in this Nigerian Tax Reform Act. And by the way, right, Rev 360 is now in vogue. Tax promas have gone. Tax promas is completely gone. And there's now a connection between all these statutory or regulatory authorities, from Corporate Affairs Commission to the Nigerian Revenue Service, to the State Internal Revenue Service, to the PENCOM. All these statutory regulatory authorities, they are connected. And for you to stay out of trouble, for you to stay out of issues, for you to stay out of problems, penalties, risks, you need to stay compliant. And compliance is an asset. Compliance protects you. And we are your number one professional to help you put all your compliance in place. Feel free to reach out to us. Let's serve as your tax consultant. Let's serve as your tax advisor. Let's serve as your external auditors. We are just one click away. We have all our contacts on this YouTube channel. You can check us out on social media platform. John Consulting is an household name, and we are your number one stop professionals to help you put all your compliances, from CAC to taxes to accounting and to every regulatory authorities that your business is connected with. We will definitely help you to do that. So, in order to ensure that everyone gets the knowledge, the information in this Nigerian Tax Reform Act, we covered individual in our business line, we cover SMEs, entrepreneurs, business owner, companies, NGOs, we are covered. That's why our knowledge base is broad and wide with experience and skills. Just reach out to us. And please, if you are watching us for the first time, or you are joining this YouTube channel for the first time, and you have one or two things to do with business, of course, everyone have one or two things to do with business. That is why we have created this YouTube channel, to bridge the knowledge gap on everything you need to know about business compliance, business regulations, doing the right thing in your business. You can join this YouTube channel by subscribing, by turning on your notification bells, and of course, if you are getting a benefit, values, you also tell other people to come and join us on this YouTube channel. So in today's live streaming, a very important streaming for individuals. So you can see we cover for individuals, for SME, for entrepreneurs, for freelancers, for companies, for NGOs, right? So we are bringing, this is now like a series. We are starting a series now, and it will continue in this month, all through this month of August and the following months. And that is what we'll be doing now on this YouTube channel. We'll be bringing you series, bringing you a practical business scenarios, right? For you, to be guided, for you to stay out of issues, out of troubles. Imagine a tax investigations with the Nigerian Tax Authority, and when the liability came, it was getting to a tune of billion, which is huge, it's much. That on its own can kill a business. And another scenario, a tax authority have, come for a tax audit. And when the liability came, the liability was enough to shut down the business. And that is what we don't want for any business, individuals that are connected to us on this YouTube channel. It is not until when you need your tax clearance certificate. It is not until when you need an important document with the tax authority or with the regulatory authorities. Before you now start running up and down, you can start it now. And we are available to serve you. We serve businesses, NGOs. You can reach out to us. So if you are watching us now, you would have seen the title of our streaming now. Why Tax Matters under Nigeria's Tax Reforms Act 2025 for individuals. So that's why we say it is a series. We'll be bringing for SMEs, for business owners, for entrepreneurs, for freelancers, for companies, for NGO, every categories of business. We'll be bringing it to you, what you need to know concerning tax. There's no nations of the world, either Asia, either Africa, either America, either Australia, either Europe, which they are connected to us on this YouTube channel. And you need to connect with us because this is a global space. And by the way, we can also help you to promote your business on this YouTube channel. If you have a business or a new business, a startup, we can help you to promote it. Our fees are reasonable. You can reach out to us and we'll help you to do that. So, why tax matters under Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025 for individuals? We'll be breaking it down in a simple language for you to understand, because we have individuals reaching out to us. They want to file their tax returns, their tax clearance certificates, and before you get all of this, you must have done some things or have some basic understanding of what tax is. And of course, we cannot be approaching people one by one in every places. That's why this platform has been created. So please help us to share this YouTube channel to individuals, business owners, SMEs, freelancers, companies, NGOs that need all this information. So hello and welcome to another insightful session, which is a series from Tozon Consulting. We are your trusted, tested tax advisor, tax consultant, external auditors, and business growth partners, and most importantly, your strategic business growth support partner. So if this is your first time on our channel, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss important updates on taxation, on accounting, on business compliances, on taxes, and wealth creation in Nigeria. We also bring you videos on wealth creation. So we are not just telling you pay tax, do your compliances. We also tell you how you can also put your money into good investment to multiply it as well in the right investment. Very important. And we have videos on that. You can check it out on our YouTube channel. So today we are discussing a topic that affects every salary earner, every entrepreneur. If you are listening to us, every freelancer, every professional, every content creator, and investors as well. So this is a very important video. If you are watching us, please help us share with other people to join us. So why tax matters under Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025 for individuals? The Tax Reform Act signed into law On the 26th, yes, because we are tax consultant, tax expert, all this information, we have it on at hand. On the 26th of June 2025, it was introduced, and it was a comprehensive tax reform to overhaul the Nigerian tax system through 4 key reforms. I will take that again. I said the tax reform as signed into law on the 6th of June 2025 introduced a comprehensive overhaul of Nigerian tax system through 4 key laws. The number 1 law, the Nigerian Tax Act, which we call NTA, not Nigerian Tax Authority, is Nigerian Tax Act, NTA, that's the acronym. Then number 2, Nigerian Tax Administration, we call that one NTAA. The 3rd law, Nigeria Revenue Service Act, that's NRSA, which we now know as Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS, formerly known as Federal Inland Revenue Service. So you see, we are making it simple and clear to you. Then the 4th law, the 4th act, is Joint Revenue Board Act, which we call, the acronym is JRBA. So these are the 4 laws to overhaul the existing tax system, which have been in existence for decades. It overhaul it. So I believe you are getting knowledge in all this. Please help us share with other business owners. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if this is your first time of joining us. These reforms became operational. It was in force. It started effect. The effect started from 1st of January 2026 and are designed to simplify taxation. It was designed to simplify taxation, improve compliance, and strengthen revenue generation across Nigeria. And we can tell you for free, for a fact, with our experience, that this is what the Tax Reform Act is actually doing. It is actually, simplifying taxation. It definitely simplified. We can tell you for a fact that it did simplify taxation. It actually improved compliance, and it has strengthened revenue generation across Nigeria. And this is August, as at 20th of June, what the Nigerian Revenue Service used to make in 2 years, they have made it in just half a year. So it actually improved revenue generation. And this is good for Nigeria. And we are just trusting that the money will be used to benefit Nigeria, right? That is what we are looking forward to. So why should you as individual care about tax? You as an individual person, you are just an individual. Maybe you don't have you are just earning your salary in a paid employment, or you are doing your own little business. Why should you bother about tax? I know we said something. We just finished a live stream. You can watch it. Tax deadline for August 2026. Nigerian business must not miss. We said 2 things are sure in life. Death. We will not die before our time. No problem. We will live long, we fulfill our destiny, we do great things in life. But after we have lived so long and everything, fulfill our destiny, death is still sure. And tax is also sure, because there's no nation of the world that there's no tax payment. Every nation of the world, every individual businesses, they pay taxes. So because taxes is one of the revenue generation to the government, to maintain law and order, to build roads, infrastructure, schools, security, and everything is number 1 revenue generations, right? So you need to know about tax as an individual. So this is a practical session. If you have question, okay, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. If you have a question, please feel free to ask your question. It is a practical stream and it is interactive as well. So we'll be breaking this live streaming into points. The point one, tax is a legal obligation. Tax is a legal obligation. So what is tax? In a simple language, it is a compulsory payment that you pay to the government. As long as you are earning money, you are making money, right? It is compulsory payment. Out of whatever, there's a portion of it that you must pay to the government. That is what tax is. And when we say something is legal, legal is law. And what is law? Law is something that you must obey, you must abide with. And there's no ignorance in law. There's no ignorance. I say that I don't know about the tax reform. This is platform for you to get the understanding. Please, we plead with all our subscribers. If you are watching us live, help us share with people that need this knowledge, this information. Please help us share with them. And if you need us to serve as your tax consultant, external auditor, tax advisor, accountants, household accountants, anything as regards your business, just feel free to reach out to us. So that is what we are explaining on this. Tax is a legal obligation. Obligation is your responsibility, what you need to do. You must do it. It's your obligations. You must carry it out. So whether you are a salaried employee, you are a consultant, you are a freelancer, you are a trader, you are an influencer, you are a digital entrepreneur, you are a landlord, you are a professional, or whatever business that you are doing, the law requires you that you are an eligible person, eligible individual. You must pay your tax when you are doing all these services and businesses, and you must comply with the tax obligations. So all these landlord professionals, it is required by you based on the law that you are an eligible individual earning taxable income. You are earning taxable income. All this income, they are taxable income, and you must comply with the tax obligations. So the Tax Reform Act aims to improve tax administration and ensure that taxpayers meet their responsibilities under a unified framework. It's a unified framework. It will also help to reduce double taxation in a way, multiple taxes in a way, and it is doing it very well. So ignoring taxes can expose individuals to penalties, to assessment, to audit, and enforcement action. You need to understand tax under this Nigerian Tax Reform Act. Then in point number 2, low-income earners receive more protection. Low-income earner receive more protection. If you are earning 800,000 and below annually, you are summarily exempted. And if you are earning the minimum wage of 70,000, of course, the minimum wage is 70,000, you're also exempted from paying taxes. That's pay as you earn. You are exempted from it. So you can see that this Nigerian Tax Reform Act is actually protecting the low income earner, and it's good. So one of the notable changes under the reform is the protection of low income earners. Individuals earning up to 800,000 annually are generally exempt from personal income tax under the new framework, under this Nigerian Tax Reform Act. Helps reduce the tax burden on vulnerable Nigerians and support economic inclusion. it supports economic inclusion. You can use that money as your disposable income instead of the money going for tax. So it has helped you to save for disposable income. This means the reform takes to balance revenue generations with fairness. And you know, one of the features of taxation is fairness. And that is what this tax reform act is doing. Thanks to is now Professor Taiwo Oyedele, right, that championed this tax reform act. A big kudos to him and the team. They really did a good job on this, and we can say it with all fairness that this tax reform act is really a turnaround in the Nigerian tax system. It has really helped businesses that will stay compliant. So in point number 3, tax compliance helps you access opportunity. It's open opportunity for you. Tax compliance, we said it over and over on any of our YouTube video. Watch it. We said tax compliance protects. Tax compliance is now an asset. So look at it now in point 3. Tax compliance helps you access opportunity. So many opportunities now require evidence of tax compliance, including loan applications, mortgage requests, government contracts, visa applications, business registrations, procurement opportunities, investment what individual used to get wrong and some business, it is when they need all this opportunity that they start running up and down. And you don't need to get to that point. You need to start putting all your compliances in place as individuals, as business owner, entrepreneur, watching us, freelancers, influencers, content creators. You can reach out to us to serve you. So your tax identification number, which is now tax ID, is now invoked now. TIN is going in extinction. So Tax Pro Max is gone. We now have Ref 360 for the Nigerian Revenue Service to file federal taxes. So your tax ID, and by the way, you know, we serve some clients, and of course, we help them to get all their tax ID, send it to them. This is what you need to be quoting on your invoices. You need to quote your tax ID on your invoices because that is what will be used to remit all your taxes that have been deducted from you, or to make you eligible, right, to get contracts, to get businesses. Because if you are not tax compliant, you will miss out from some business opportunities, and that is true. So tax clearance records increasingly serve as evidence of financial credibility. So when you have your tax ID, you have your tax clearance record, it will help you to possess that evidence of financial credibility. So maintaining tax compliance position you for greater economic opportunities. When you maintain compliance, it positions you for greater economic opportunities. And this is good. You need this. You need this. You really need it. So in point number 4, revenue funds public services. Tax revenues funds public services. You are in a nation. There are public services that you enjoy. Good road, hospitals, infrastructures, schools. This is what the tax revenue is being used for. And we pray, we hope, we believe that as government is generating more revenue because of this tax reform, they will use it to further better all the, public services all we need to enjoy as individuals in Nigeria. They will use it to fund it. We believe, we hope so. So these taxes provide funding for roads and infrastructures, healthcare, hospitals. You see people go there and they take, treatment and all of that. Educations, public schools, security to maintain laws and order, then public transportations, then social development programs. This is what tax revenue funds are being used for. So we want you to have understanding, so you can see we are giving you a clearer understanding, because some people, if you tell them, are you tax compliance? Have you remit your tax? Have you filed your tax? They will say, who cares about that? Why do I need to bother myself about that? But you need to bother yourself about it. And that is why you are getting clarity on John Consulting YouTube channel. So that is why we are bridging that knowledge gap for you. So you can see we are doing a great job on this YouTube channel to make people have clarity, have understanding, reduce or totally overhaul myths, wrong impression about taxes. Tax is law, tax is compulsory, and you must comply, you must pay. We told one of our clients that is business owner, we told them, make every necessary income, profits, gains, money that you need to make. You are only paying tax on the portion that you make. And by the way, you are not paying tax on your total revenue, total sales, total income. You are only paying it on the profits that you make. And before you get to your profit, you have your revenue, you reduce, you remove or deduct your cost of sales. You reduce all your expenses, salary, diesel, whatever, you reduce it, you deduct it from it. And whatever you now have is your profit. And that profit, you are not paying everything. You're only paying on the portion, on the rates based on the law. And we help you to do all the calculation fairly based on the law, based on the provision of the law. So you can reach out to us and we'll serve you to the best of our ability and help you reduce your tax liability. So while taxpayers often demand better accountability, taxation remains one of the primary ways government finance public services and development projects. So you can see what the tax revenue is being used for, which is good. We need that, and we believe that all the revenue that is being generated in this tax reform will be used to put all these public services in shape. So the reform seeks to strengthen revenue collection and improve fiscal sustainability, which is very important. Improves transparency, definitely it does. We can tell you for a fact that it does. For many years, Nigerian tax law were scattered across multiple legislations. It was scattered. It was indeed scattered. Multiple times. You need 3-4 laws to explain a transaction. But this tax reform has overhauled that, right? If this is what this section is saying, that is what it is. You have clarity, transparency, right, on every transaction of that taxes, is joining with. If taxes are on any transaction, you get clarity on it. So the Tax Reform Act consolidates and modernize the framework, making tax administration more consistent, transparent, and easier to understand. It is easy to understand. You can see we are breaking it down for you in a simple language. This benefits individuals by reducing confusion and improve clarity around tax obligations. There's clarity. So in point number 6, as we move on the streaming, please give us a thumbs up as you are watching us now and type clarity. You are getting clarity on this video as you are watching us now. Point number 6, record keeping is now more important than ever. Record keeping is now important more than ever. No record, no exemption. No record, no relief. No record, no tax benefits. So you can see how important record keeping is. So under the new tax environment, individuals should maintain proper records of, number 1, your salary income, maintain the record. Business income, maintain the record. Rental income, investment income, tax deductions, pension contributions, other allowable reliefs. The video we just brought to you on the 2026 August tax compliance deadlines, you must not miss. We said in the payroll deductions, if you are paying pension, if you are paying NHF, that's Nigerian Housing Fund, NSITF, life assurance, all these four statutory deductions, when you are remitting it, they can be used to reduce your tax liability, the amount of tax that you need to pay. And you can see it is a win-win-win. Your statutory deduction, which is your pension, is also a benefit to you. So you're already saving money for the future while using it to reduce your tax liability in the present. So good documentation helps support tax filings and protect taxpayers during reviews or audits. Definitely, you use it to defend yourself. We can defend you authoritatively based on the law if you have record. So point number 7, as we move on, tax compliance helps you build financial credibility. Definitely. So financial institutions like the investors, the government agency increasingly evaluate tax compliance when assessing financial standing. So a compliant taxpayer is viewed as more responsible. Of course, if you are paying your tax, you are responsible. It helps you to be transparent and financially organized. And by the way, let us tell you this. When payee is being deducted from your salary, please follow up, because that payee amount that is deducted from your salary is a tax credit for you. You can use it to offset your tax liability, right? So you can see it helps you to be and definitely reduce your tax liability. So tax compliance is therefore not merely a legal, it is not just a legal requirement, it is also a reputational asset. It's reputation asset. It is a goodwill asset. It protects you and it is an asset for you. So non-compliance can be high. You know, during this year, there were some influencers, social media, influencers, right? That the State Internal Revenue Service slammed them with tax liability in terms of millions, huge millions, not just 1 million or 2 million, huge, substantial million, like 100 million, 200 million for tax liability, because they felt that these people are not paying tax and they are generating income on the social space. So they slammed them. It became a talk of the town, and I believe either resolve whatever they will negotiate, and at the end of the day, they will still pay. They will pay. But before the assessment will come, before the tax audit will come, why not start doing your compliance, remitting all the necessary taxes that you need to remit, right? So the tax reform has strengthened the administration, as we've said. So the cost of non-compliance can be high, and failure to comply with tax law can lead to penalties, interest charges, tax audits, investigations, enforcement actions. That is what you will get if you are non-compliant. So the tax reform has strengthened administration and compliance mechanisms, making it important for individuals to remain proactive. So as we begin to round off, practical steps every individual should take. If you are an individual, you are earning taxable income, you must obtain or verify your tax ID, your tax identification number. Understand your tax obligations. Understand it. There's something about having understanding. When you have understanding of something, fear is taken away and you have clarity, right? And that is what you need to do. Reach out to us, we will help you. Keep proper financial record. File tax returns. Keep all these tax filing documents. Keep it. Claim applicable reliefs and deductions, just like we've said. Seek professional tax advice when necessary. We are here, we are available. Tozion Consulting, your tax advisor, tax consultant, external auditor. We are your tax experts. Reach out to us. It also you need to regularize outstanding tax issues before they become liability. So in conclusion, the question is no longer whether tax matters. We have laid out to bear, we have laid to bear, we have given you clarity on that. The real question is whether you are prepared for the new tax environment under the Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025. So the tax compliance protects you, protects your finances, improves your credibility, opens door to opportunities for you, and contributes to development. As you are paying your taxes too, you are responsible. You are also contributing to national development. So at Tozion Consulting, we help individuals understand, plan, and comply with tax obligations while legally optimizing the available reliefs, benefit, and exemption that is embedded in this Nigerian Tax Reform Act. So if you need assistance with personal income tax, tax clearance certificate, tax planning, tax compliance reviews, or tax advisory services, contact Tozion Consulting. All our contacts are on this YouTube channel. I'll be willing and ready to work with you. So thank you for joining us on this YouTube channel. We appreciate you. Subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell, and share with other business owners that need this information. And we are available on all our professional consulting services to serve you. Thank you, and we'll see you in another live streaming session. Bye for now.